What is going on, YouTube? Tom here, and today I finally have some very exciting news. You can probably tell by the title and the thumbnail. That's right, I finally got a job. As some of y'all know, I was only working part-time, 1 day a week. And basically, that was why I'm essentially doing YouTube full-time right now, is because I have nothing else going on, so as I ended up working out. Except I wasn't, because YouTube doesn't make me enough money to actually live full-time, so of course I've been applying all over the place. Plans changed. I thought I had a job in August, everything changed. 2 straight months of looking, and finally got something. So, bad news about that, though, is it's fairly low paying. It's not the kind of job I wanted. I've been applying for actual engineering jobs. It's going to fall back on my engineering degree. Well, it hasn't worked out. Basically, they all want you to be 20 years old with 30 years experience, so instead it's a CAD drafter job. But the good news about that is, one, it's an engineering company at least. So, number one, I can actually say I have relevant engineering experience finally, and CAD experience, which is another thing they look for. More so than just being certified, they actually want you to have real-world experience doing it all. And number two, it's also for an actual engineering company, meaning now I can get an engineering job if they potentially have a spot that's open and I can move up. They said that there's plenty of people who work at that company, and some of them have done exactly what I'm doing, or at least hoping to do, which is start as a drafter and work my way up to actual engineer. It's actually what my girlfriend's dad did. He, of course, did the same thing way back in the day. Instead of CAD drafter, it was paper drafter, but he'll tell you all about that, and believe me, he will tell you about that. But, of course, that means some changes are happening. So finally, we're getting closer to the Mustang, I hope at least. Now, as I've said, the downside is $12 an hour. It's actually going to be 10 for the first, 2 weeks as I'm getting trained, and then it'll go to 12 after training is done. So, obviously, that's not a lot of money. And it's definitely not Mustang money right now, because I have nowhere to put the Mustang, so ideally I'd have to get my own place to have a place to store it. But things happen. We'll wait and see on getting a place. At minimum, this is money I'm going to put away for right now and try to live or at least continue to live as cheaply as possible. But so the advantage of that is it's money, it's a job, it's experience, and hopefully I can invest all of that money and turn it into more money later. Or start a lemonade stand. So, either way, it's going to get invested, and currently I'm going to keep my part-time job, which works on Saturdays only. Yeah, it's a good second job, so that's what most people do, and I'll finally have that as a second job. So, of course, if I'm working 6 days a week for 8 hours a day, obviously the big question is, what's going to happen with YouTube? Well, ideally nothing. I'm still going to try to do YouTube. It's becoming an actual source of income for me. I'm at the point now where I'm getting actually pretty close to getting $100 a month now pretty consistently, so that means I can actually start budgeting to get paid every month by YouTube. I hope, anyway. So, and obviously as YouTube continues to grow for me, my channel grows, it'll help out later because it'll become an actual source of income. And when I do get the Mustang, pretty much every dollar I make on YouTube, I'm already planning to just go ahead and put it towards the Mustang. Either towards the payment or mods. Now, payment-wise, I still wish I could pay cash for it, and I'm still going to try. But if I don't have all of the money necessarily, or I have just enough for the Mustang, and literally that's my entire bank account, then I will finance it. How stupid is that to just pay an entire 40-something thousand when that's literally every dollar in your name? I know, paying cash to pay for something is nice, but I'm not a believer in paying my entire net worth to something. So that's the bad news, though, with the $12 an hour. Of course, the good news, again, the more good news about that is, though, after 90 days, it's the probationary period, I will at least have opportunity to potentially get a raise. And believe me, you better believe in 90 days I'm going to be asking for a raise. Or at least I'm going to say, hey, can we discuss this? Can we actually get a solid plan going? And they do offer educational benefits. As another thing I may have mentioned in a video, I'm not sure if I mentioned this or not, but I'm also applying for grad school. Problem is with engineering as a bachelor's degree, it's like people just are not willing to take a chance on a BSME. It just seems like you almost have to have a master's anymore to get a job, and it's starting to get borderline frustrating. So we'll see. That, and over time, is the big bucks, the bigger bucks. And they offer tuition assistance, which is in their form is tuition reimbursement, as in you take the class, then they pay you after the fact if you get an A in the class. So another motivation to get good grades. So that's after 6 months, which I'm already applying for the fall, so it'll probably be way past 6 months by the time I actually do go back to school. And so the other advantage is with this job, it is experience, so even if I don't like this job, I can always quit and come back, go get another job. Now, the big moral of the story there is never quit a job without another job in hand, so that's goals of mine, is to find another job before I quit. And as I've already been told, people who work there, I have a friend, my friend who got me that job, and other people there are already looking for other jobs. It's not necessarily a high turnover rate, but not a career. People do not turn CAD drafter into a career. In fact, I was actually still in shock they still had such things as drafters. I thought that died because you had CAD, and apparently no, you still have people hiring just to do CAD. So that's a little update on life. Before anyone else has to know, the Tacoma is not going anywhere. It's paid off, therefore, I had this truck got almost 5 years now. By the time that 6 months is over with that company, it'll be March, April at least, or May actually. I think really May. I've had this truck over 5 years, so it's not going anywhere. It's going to be my daily driver no matter what. At the end of the day, insurance-wise, it's still cheaper to run a Tacoma and a Mustang than it is to run the Mustang as a daily driver. Go figure on that one. The only thing that's expensive at that point is maintenance and gas. But anyway, let me know in the comments below what you all think. Anyone who's hiring with an actual engineering job, slide into the DMs. Go ahead, definitely leave a comment. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. If you're stopping in for the first time, go ahead and subscribe. Help this channel get to 500 subscribers. The more you help, the closer I get to a Mustang and more GoPro parts, accessories. So, anyway, take care. Have a good day.